All right, here's another one of these stories that is just so unbelievable that it's just like, oh goodness. All right. So the entire story is men are losers. You're a loser. I'm a loser. Everybody on YouTube is a loser except if you're a woman and you're one of the victim groups. This entire article. It's fairly accurate, you know. Let's explain who this attractive man is. Yes. YouTube creators espousing opinions in their basement can provide context on the news. YouTube is cementing the power of already established players. Yeah, I remember like a few years ago, nobody had traction. None of the big companies had traction on YouTube. It was just the content creators. But YouTube swiftly, after losing that election, where they supported Hillary Clinton, they decided to clamp down on its creators and demonetize unfortunately, many people who built their careers on YouTube and gave all the money to the millionaires and billionaires at CNN, MSNBC, so on and so forth. Anyway, Neil Mohan, the chief product officer of YouTube, the platform that was created to let anyone with a camera have a voice, has suggested independent YouTubers who share their opinion on the news can provide context and said this is why they need to be suppressed and censored when it comes to newsworthy topics. Mohan made a comment during an interview with Protocol's editor at large, David Pierce, when asked about whether health authorities changing their advice about virus, such as the way they change the recommendation around masks, is causing YouTube to be slightly behind. In his response, Mohan said that changing guidance on masks reflects how actual underlying information is changing in the fundamental. Oh, what nonsense! What nonsense! What flippin' nonsense, man! He said the reason authoritative voices need to be boosted on YouTube. Let's see the quote. This is the reason why I feel strongly that when users are looking for information, making sure that we're raising up authoritative voices is important because the way that the question around masks would be covered by a credible sort of authoritative voice channel is that there would be context, there would be explanations, yada yada. You're nonsensical. You're nonsensical. Again, these people shouldn't. I used to believe, like most people, that these guys, YouTube, understand the current generation, which would be the millennial generation, because they grew up millennials. They're different than the previous generation. They were worse. They're worse. Mohan went in to compare authoritative content to content from other creators and suggested that those creators don't provide the same level of content as mainstream media. Okay, this is the quote. We're talking about authoritative content, but it gets a little bit more insidious later on. Not only does Mohan suggest only authoritative sources can provide context on the virus-related news, but also use this as rationale as justification censoring other creators. That's where falling back to really raising up authoritative channels, videos from authoritative channels is important, and at the same time removing and reducing view. Again, you're trying to remove and reduce views, right? What is that saying? That's saying you no longer care about monetary value. That's saying you're willing to hurt your appeal, your ability to make profits, right? These guys are so rich, so out of touch. They truly do hate capitalism, okay? Where they'll sacrifice money to push an ideology, okay? That's what they're doing. Again, a lot of these news companies, including YouTube, including Google, are in bed with the Communist Party, okay? They are, okay? So when it comes to covering the virus, YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki recently stated that anything that would go against the WHO recommends is a violation policy. Okay? These people are awful, okay? Alright? There were some implications that they think people who cover the news, right there, live in the basements, can't provide context. Okay, they're saying you're not smart enough, You're not smart like him. That's what he's saying, okay? That's what he's saying. Okay? Okay, alright, right. So he practices his speeches. Alright, so yeah, it's awful. Again, imagine saying this comment to those ladies on YouTube who do makeup, you know? He'll be out of the job the next day, apologizing on his knees and probably crying. Alright? Again, it takes me off. It takes me off. Like these awful people, they're so hypocritical. They so for example, they'll say people like this guy say you shouldn't punch down. Well, aren't people living in the basements punching down? They don't even believe the ideology. It's like they okay. So not him, right? He looks intelligent. You can tell by his disposition. He's not that confident, but you can tell by his disposition that he is intelligent. You can tell by his face, right? He's not stupid, okay? So, um, so less intelligent people, right? How do I say this? Okay. So what I've noticed with friends of mine who are less intelligent, they probably know it, but they don't want you to say it, or they don't want anybody to kind of realize it, right? So what they tend to do is they tend to spout someone else's opinion in almost the exact same words. So it's like they just repeat things without analyzing and come up with their own thoughts and ideas, right? This is why those YouTube guys in the basements, they I feel like they deserve better in life. You know, it's like they don't just recite information; they critically think about information. You know, that's what you're supposed to do in life. If any government entity, any corporation, any group gives you advice, you're not supposed to like automatically follow. You kind of think about it. You think, then you find other sources, and you think about nothing 2020, nothing post 20, I would say 2013 America or Western civilization. It's not wrong to think outside the box. You're supposed to spot the established opinions by these established corporations and government entities who are all, again, in bed with the communists, okay? They all are pushing communism when YouTube is willing to sacrifice monetary value to push an ideology. They're against you as an American. They're against you as a Western entity. They're against your freedom. They're against democracy. They're against capitalism. They're against everything that has built the West. They're your damn enemies, okay? Make sure that you understand Google, YouTube, the mainstream media are all your enemies. There are a few people out there who are really good. Tucker Carlson, amazing. But the rest of them are shills for the media. Okay? Awful, including Neil Mohan. I would say he's an awful flipping human being, okay? To say these things and to push this idea and not understand the double standard of punching down that these leftists all claim to despise. They don't. Anyway, I'll just leave it here. And YouTube kind of sucks, and so does Google. They're awful. And anyway, what can you do? I live in my basement. Whatever. Take care. Bye. Share, save, subscribe. Hope you liked. Thumbs up. Bye.